Welcome to the Tuesday stream. I hope everyone's having an awesome Tuesday morning. I see you, Cheeto. I see you. I see you. Okay, hopefully that's fine. It's not too loud. Okay, that should be fine. Good morning, everybody. I see Cheeto has demanded. Cheeto El Rey has demanded that there be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 dabs. Okay? Cheeto El Rey has demanded 10 dabs, and 10 dabs he shall receive. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and of course, you know, one good one, of course. How's everybody doing? You know, this is a good way to start the morning, right? It's like Pilates, right? It's like Pilates. I hope I have, hold on. Okay, perfect. How's everybody doing? 10 out of 10 dabs. Dabalicious. Dabonomic. Dabonomic. Dabalicious. Nah, I think I like yours better, Jesse. Dabalicious. Yeah, there we go. Dabalicious. Dabtastic. Memmius. Dabtastic. Alright, folks, we do have a few headlines to go through. I think today is a little bit more on the chill side in terms of news. So I think we have a pretty chill news cycle in terms of like variety of news. There are some COVID updates. So let's start with that. Pfizer vaccine, well, let me start with this one. Yeah. Okay, Pfizer vaccines gets FDA okay for 12 to 15 age group. US infections are falling. Fauci saying indoor mask rule could be eased. So that's probably a good thing that they feel that we're getting to the point where maybe we can ease some mask mandates indoors if you're vaccinated, of course, if you're vaccinated. And I think that I'm hoping that's a good trend, right? I'm hoping that means that it's trending in the right direction. The US is now averaging about 40,000 new cases per day, down to more than 40% from less than a month ago, and just 1/5 of what the nation was facing at the start of the year. And the fight of the pandemic just added another weapon Monday when the FDA gave emergency use authorization to the Pfizer BioNTech COVID vaccine for adolescents 12 to 15 years old. So as we stated a couple of days ago that at any moment they could approve the Pfizer vaccine for adolescents. So there it is. Still, the race for herd immunity that could put the pandemic in the nation's rearview mirror is not going entirely smoothly. Some states want the federal government to withhold staggering amounts of vaccines this week amid plummeting demands for shots. Concern over waning interest in vaccination has prompted President Biden to schedule a meeting with Tuesday with 6 governors aimed at regaining momentum. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, just to be clear, like we do need to do whatever we can to reach that herd immunity. So the only way this progress continues if we do our part. Biden's goal is 70% of the nation's adults vaccinated with at least one dose by Independence Day. I mean, I think that's more than reasonable, right? I think that's more than reasonable. More than 58% of adults and 46% of the population have received at least one jab, and nearly 35% of the country is fully vaccinated. However, the pace of the first dose vaccinations have fallen 60% in the last month. A USA Today analysis of data from the CDC shows the US reported administering fewer than 5.1 million first doses in the week ending Sunday, down from 12.3 million doses in the week ending a month earlier. States such as Alaska, North Dakota, South Dakota, and Wyoming have seen their first weekly dose vaccination total drop more than 80% compared to their best week. Yeah, so just to be clear, it is important that we continue if we want to get past this. Safeway gave me 10% off coupon for getting my shot. Safeway, what is that? Is that health insurance or is that auto insurance? I feel like Safeway is an auto insurance company. Why do I feel like Safeway is an auto insurance company? Oh, Safeway is a supermarket. What? I knew that. I totally knew that. I totally knew that. Okay? We have a company here called Safe, well, not here, but prominent Safeco. I think I may have confused Safeway with Safeco. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what I did. I'm pretty sure that's what I did. All I know is that they got that Monopoly game. Yikes, that's like Publix down here. That's like Publix down here. And here we are. Pfizer COVID expanded to US children as young as 12. US regulators on Monday, which was yesterday, expanded the use of Pfizer's COVID vaccine to children as young as 12, offering a way to protect the nation's adolescents before they head back to school in fall, and paving the way for them to return to normal activities. Shots could begin as soon as Thursday after a federal vaccine advisory committee issued recommendations for using a 2-dose vaccine in 12 to 15-year-olds. An announcement is expected on Wednesday. Most COVID vaccines worldwide have been authorized for adults. Pfizer vaccine is being used in multiple countries for teens as young as 16, and Canada recently became the first to expand use to 12 and up. Parents, school administrators, and public health officials elsewhere have eagerly awaited approval for the shot to be made available to more kids. This is a watershed moment in our ability to fight back COVID pandemic. Yeah, so TLDR is, it seems to me like my original prediction is that we are going to start to move into better territory as we end this year. Okay, we're probably even a little bit ahead of schedule. I'm hoping that this is what this means, and I'm hoping that these positive trends in terms of like these vaccines continue. My only concern is the drop in vaccination rate. But I'm hoping that as these positive trends continue, we'll finally be able to get over this towards the end of this year, so we can kick off 2022, hopefully with a good grasp on this thing. The point name was that the grocery was operated on cash and carry basis. It did not offer credit as grocers traditionally had done. Oh, it was a safe way to buy because the family could not get into debt via its grocery bill. Ah, interesting. All grocery stores in Florida are by law Publix. This is a true, verified fact. This is a true and verified fact that all grocery stores in Florida are by law Publix. This is true. And that the only sandwich allowed in the only real sandwich allowed in South Florida is the pub sub. These are just Florida facts. These are just Florida facts. Publix does have good subs, I can confirm. Oh yeah, 100%. The chicken tender pub sub is phenomenal. The chicken tender pub sub is just the only way to go in terms of like sandwiches. Oof. In terms of subs, a chicken tender pub sub. Can't beat it. Can't beat it with the chips and the drink. You're good to go. Put it this way. There's a reason why Subway isn't nearly as prominent here, okay? Let's throw some shade at Subway, okay? There's a reason why Subway isn't even nearly as prominent, okay? The only time you will get a better sub than a Publix pub sub is like those small like mom and pop shops or like chains that aren't really that big. Then you might get some competition there. But otherwise, the pub sub is undeniably good. Undeniably good. Alright, so someone posted this one on the Discord. I think we're gonna take a look here.
Actually, I just need to check in. Are you still telling that lie, or are you telling new lies?
Former Obama speechwriter David Litt went on the far right-wing network Newsmax, a network that for the longest time perpetuated the idea that Donald Trump somehow won the election because of rigged voting machines. A completely ridiculous and baseless claim that, well, randomly comes up in this appearance from David Litt on this network. Watch.
David Litt, good morning. Welcome into Wake Up America. Nice to see you.
Thanks for having me.
I did not watch Saturday Night Live. I watched the clips. The show's on too late. Quite frankly, I don't think it's that funny anymore. What'd you think of Elon Musk's performance? This is the first time since 2015 we've had a non-athlete, non-entertainer on the show. The last person to do that and do well with great ratings, our former president, Donald Trump.
Well, Rob, it's a great question. I mean, what happened on SNL this weekend was that people made stuff up and then said it on television like it's true. And that actually happens pretty frequently in American TV. For example, in 2020, Dominion Voting Systems sued Newsmax over its false claims about election fraud. Newsmax was lying to its own viewers, and Newsmax had to settle that lawsuit. So actually, I just need...
Whoa. Wait, what?
Newsmax over its false claims about election fraud. Newsmax was lying to its own viewers, and Newsmax had to settle that lawsuit. So actually, I just need to check in. Are you still telling that lie, or are you telling new lies?
Wait, what?
Wait, are we talking about, I'm sorry, David, are we talking about, do you want to talk about something completely non-related and try to catch me on a Monday morning totally off topic, or do you want to talk about Elon Musk?
Well, I can see why you don't want to talk about Dominion Voting Systems, because if you do, Newsmax could get sued and lose billions of dollars because these are lied.
David.
Wait,
David, listen, David, that's fine, David. I know this is a very funny moment for you. I'm sure you didn't sleep last night as you prepared to sort of try and get the morning anchor on Newsmax. I'd be happy to talk with you about whatever you want to talk about.
What?
Obviously, it's not the topic that we have set up for right now. So if you'd like to talk about Saturday Night Live, I will do that with you. But obviously, I'm not going to talk about anything else right now. So you decide right now, in this moment on live television. Go ahead.
Did Dominion Voting Systems have any impact on the 2020 election?
Oh, that's unfortunate because I was really excited about this interview. I didn't watch SNL on Saturday night, but I thought Elon Musk did an okay job. And he also said that he's got Asperger's. So I thought that...
Wait. You thought it was interesting, but you didn't watch it? Hold on. Okay. Anyways. What? Hey, KTS. Yeah, I saw your post. Hey, Go Past Sec. Hold on. Let me give you a VIP badge. I didn't know that you streamed. Um, how do I do this? Can we talk about literally anything else? That's right, Kinetic Pause. Yeah, my producer said the topic was SNL, not this weird whatever big lie that you're trying to propagate over here. Oh man, this is just gold. And is this happening? Is this happening on Newsmax? Hold on. Is this happening on Newsmax?
Did Dominion voting systems have any impact on the 2020 election?
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Did Dominion
Else right now. So you decide right now, in this moment on live television. Go ahead.
Did Dominion voting systems have any impact?
So if you'd like to, David, David, that's fine, David. I know this is a very funny moment for you. I'm sure you didn't unrelated and try to catch me on a Monday morning, totally off topic. Wait, are we talking about? I'm sorry, David.
Fraud. Newsmax was lying to its own viewers, and Newsmax had to settle that lawsuit. So, actually, I just need to check in. Are you still telling that lie, or are you telling new lies?
Wait, are we talking about? I'm sorry, David. Are we talking about?
Oh,
do you want to
I
talk
get
about
it.
something completely non-related?
Wait, hold
and try to
on.
catch me on a Monday morning, totally off topic, or do you want to talk about Elon Musk?
Well, I can see why you don't want to talk about Dominion voting systems, because if you do, Newsmax could get sued and lose billions of dollars because these are lied.
David.
Oh, okay, so I get it. Okay. Okay, wait a minute. I get what's happening here. So this guy is coming onto Newsmax, and this guy is trolling Newsmax. I see. I had decided to Newsmax, but this is a truly lame debate. Nah, this is hilarious. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This is funny. Yeah, the anchor can't do much as he doesn't want to get sued or catch flack. Yeah, the only thing that he can do really is try to like change the get a hold of the conversation again, or drop the call. Okay, so now I understand. Like, it took me a second because I watched part of this in MR, but I wasn't really okay. Now I understand what's going on here.
David, that's fine, David. I know this is a very funny moment for you. I'm sure you didn't sleep last night as you prepared to sort of try and get the morning anchor on Newsmax. I'd be happy to talk with you about whatever you want to talk about. Obviously, it's not the topic that we have set up for right now. So if you'd like to talk about Saturday Night Live, I will do that with you. But obviously, I'm not going to talk about anything else right now.
So that we don't get sued
right now, in this moment on live television. Go ahead.
Did Dominion voting systems have any impact on the 2020 election?
Yes or no?
Oh, that's unfortunate because I was really excited about this interview. I didn't watch SNL on Saturday night, but I thought Elon Musk did an okay job, and he also said that he's got Asperger's. So
I didn't watch a single drop of the I didn't watch a single drop of that, but I found it really interesting. And he also did, like, I think he did an okay job, even though I didn't watch a dang second of it. But yeah, sure. What? Wait. Is this the quality of, like, news anchors that we get from Newsmax? Okay.
I thought that was a fascinating component of the monologue. So, David, we look forward to having him back on very soon again. That was a stellar interview. David Litt, thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, true, Cheeto.
We'll be right back.
So, a little uncomfortable there for the Newsmax host. I'm sure David Litt will be invited back on.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Now, of course, he used the platform to expose Newsmax for that obvious lie about the election. So obvious that they were sued
shout
over
outs,
it.
of course.
And this brings up the question, how do you utilize, or how should you utilize a platform like Newsmax or like Fox News? Should you go on there to do what David Litt did and essentially punk the network? Or should you go on there to try and inform an audience that is misinformed?
I mean, like, honestly, it depends, really. It really depends on the situation and the host that you're going to be dealing with, and like how it's all about, like, I think reading the room. I honestly think it's about reading the room. Okay, because sometimes a more like troll approach would work better. Sometimes being more aggro is the right play, and sometimes being calm, collected is the right play. I mean, I think that's like, it just depends, to be quite honest. To answer David Dole's rhetorical question. No, it doesn't. You can never legitimize a network like this. It's not about legitimizing them. It's about, because you're never talking to the host at that point, right? You're talking to their audience, right? You're talking to their audience at that point. Never mind the crazy conspiracy stories that they tell. You're talking to their audience. Never mind the host. And again, it just depends on the situation and stuff like that. Because sometimes, I mean, sometimes if you know that you're gonna be on a segment with some just completely out of touch of reality, at that point, like, sometimes mockery works. Sometimes taking a more laid back approach works. You gotta read the room. Not necessarily. You can push back. You can push back ideas without necessarily legitimizing the vehicle, right? Because, like, you can come off as the reasonable one, and you can, like, completely make someone like that, like that news network, make them look completely unhinged, right? Hey, Alio, how's it going? Thank you so much for the 19 biddies. I appreciate that. Morning. Like, does that make sense? Obviously, you should never attempt this unless you know exactly what you're doing and you have all your ducks in a row, because you don't want to do the opposite and make yourself look horrible, right? So do not attempt any of this unless you're completely, like, grounded and understand, like, what you're getting yourself into and what you're gonna say and what you expect. I mean, that is, I hope that doesn't need to be said, but the point being is, like, make sure that if you are going to do this, that you're completely understanding what the situation is and ready.
Now, when it comes to networks like CNN, MSNBC, I think the latter makes more sense. I think because you have an audience there that is a little more ripe for information, it makes more sense to utilize a platform like CNN or MSNBC to inform the viewership. When it comes to Fox News or Newsmax or other right-wing networks, you could argue that it makes more sense to expose them for maybe a big lie or basically
for them being
go in
clowns,
there going for broke, knowing that you're not going to come back on. So you're going to take it to, another level, which is what's happened before. So David Litt is one example. Another example is Rutger Bregman. He's a historian who was on Tucker's show a couple years ago. This was a pre-taped interview, so it never actually aired on Fox News, unfortunately, but Rutger did tape his side of the conversation, so we did get to see the conversation there. And he basically went on there exposing Tucker. Like, at one point discussed how he's a millionaire paid by billionaires to lie, which is a perfect way to discuss Tucker Carlson. But that's how he utilized the platform. Another person that did similar, this guy here, was on Maria Bartiromo's show. He's an animal rights activist. I covered this, actually. I'll link to it above the video so you can watch that. But an animal rights activist went on this show pretending to be the CEO of Smithfield Foods, which is, I believe, a meat packing company. So you have an animal rights activist pretending to be the CEO of a meat packing company. And obviously that conversation went a little sideways as well. But he did it in such a masterful way that Maria Bartiromo wasn't even all that certain that he wasn't the CEO. So again, I'll link to that above if you can watch that exchange. But the way he did it was very well done. But still, going on knowing he's not going to come back on. But ultimately, I think you can argue either way is effective, depending on the platform, depending on what the messaging is. And,
Right.
But also, as I said, certain networks, I think it makes more sense to actually inform.
Right. So again, it just depends on reading the room and what situation you're in is the proper approach. I mean, it's basically what I just said, right? His argument is basically that. Like, if you're going on like if you're going into Clownland, and you know that this is more likely going to be your first and only appearance, and you know you got that minute, 30 seconds, whatever, and you want to use that to attempt to expose them or attempt to, like, you know, mock them or show how they're like completely just delusional, then take that opportunity, right? Because at that point you're speaking to the audience. If you're on a more, dare I say, reasonable, then your job is to make sure that you come out as the logical person. Your approach should always depend on the platform, the audience, and what you're going to say, and how. Just read the room, folks. I mean, simple as that. Hey, there's a battle. How's it going? Just as simple as that. Just read the room and make sure that you know and are prepared to say what you're going to say and how you're going to say it.
The audience. Now, in terms of the Newsmax host there, if you're in his shoes, I think a way that he could have got back at David Litt there was to just say, hey, you were a speechwriter for Obama. You're telling me that you never lied in a speech? Now, obviously, the lies that Obama may have told in speeches, or the,
Wait, but hold on. No, David, no. No, David Dole. If you would have retorted, with, oh, so what? You've never put a lie in Obama's speech or speechwriter, so you never told a lie. That would be admitting that Newsmax lies, and that would be a admission that Newsmax also lied. So no, I don't think you want to play that. That isn't the retort you think it is, huh? If the Newsmax host would have said, hey, you're an Obama speechwriter. Obama lied in his presidency. You've never told a lie? Wait, that's self-admission that Newsmax lies. That would be horrible. That would be horrible. I mean, I guess it would be... no, that would be horrible.
Avoiding certain truths about U.S. imperialism, for example, in Obama speeches, is not a lie to the obvious level of Trump lies. I mean, Trump lies were above and beyond.
Well, I mean, if we're comparing
the election, the biggest of all the lies. But still, if you're a Newsmax host, that would be a way to try and get him back. Or another way, just admit to the accusation. Say, yeah, we at Newsmax, we misinformed our audience, and we were wrong about that. We admitted to it, and so what? Let's move on. Let's talk about SNL. I mean, that's another way to try and steer the conversation. But regardless here,
thank you for the follow, Past Tech,
all
man.
things considered, I think the Newsmax host handled it pretty well. But you can tell the guy is a bit of a tool, as most of these hosts are. It's hard to understand. It's hard to really quantify how much they actually believe what they're saying. A lot of it, these people are simply hired because they're good at reading a script off a teleprompter. And so I'm not sure how deeply this host is really into this crap.
I mean, they're hosts, they're media trained. Yeah, I mean, that's their job. Yeah, true. But yeah. No, I don't think that the Newsmax guy, if he would have said, oh yeah, you know, you lied too. You mean that's an admission that you lie. So we're back to square one, folks. Newsmax lies. I don't know. Checkmate. Nonetheless, this was pretty funny. All right, folks. We turn our attention to Florida, of course. Florida man. The ultimate Florida man. Well, almost the ultimate Florida man. I think still Trump holds that title. I'm not sure. Ron DeSantis signs a bill banning gun regulations by local governments. So the point, the entire the entire point of this is kind of to like illustrate how the Republican Party says, "Oh, we're for small government. We are for government to not intervene. The federal government is bad. We need to have as little federal overreach as possible." Yet, the guy who's trying to build his national profile to potentially run in 2022 is demonstrating how he would act as a head of state. I mean, he is the governor of Florida, so he would be, he's like the highest position, the highest executive position in the state. And here he is, and this is not the first time. I want to be clear. This is not the first time he has signed legislation to take away the ability of local governments to do independent or autonomous like rules or regulations or restrictions, right? He took away their power to do COVID restrictions, right? He took away their power to do COVID restrictions, and he took away also he consolidated the whole administering of elections to the state government. He took away the power of local governments to have certain rules, and gave that power to the state, to the state of Florida, I should say. So it's really weird that if this is the direction the Republican Party wants to go, because, I mean, he is trying to build his national platform. Let's be very clear, this is what he's doing. I mean, isn't that a little weird? Isn't that a little weird? Okay? Did you just love when Republicans stop local governments from doing things at the state level? Yeah, it's funny because, like, so in other words, what he would say if he was the president is that he would ban all states from passing X regulation, right? From passing X regulation. He would ban all states from passing X regulation. So if he was the president, he would do something like he would consolidate that at the federal level, right? It's weird from the party of small government. It's really, really weird. Florida Governor DeSantis signed a bill on Friday that bans local governments from imposing gun regulations. The bill expands a 2011 law that allows citizens or gun shops to sue local governments for enacting gun restrictions and demand up to $100,000 in damages, according to the Florida Sun-Sentinel. The bill, which takes effect July 1st, expands the 2011 law in two ways. According to the newspaper, it will allow legal action for unwritten local policies that go against the regulation preemption, and allows for local governments to still be forced to pay damages and attorney fees even if they alter their gun-related policies after the lawsuits are filed. Wait, what? Jeez, talk about big government. Talk about big government. Wow. And mind you, this passed. All the Republicans in the House and Florida Senate. It's really weird. Isn't always a argument that I hear that, oh, if you ever depend, like, I've always heard this like weird argument where it's like, oh well, you know, if the government promises to protect your rights by giving more power to it, then you don't have that right. And I know that a lot of conservatives are super hyper focused on the Second Amendment. This is really weird to try to consolidate that to the state levels instead of having independent local governments decide, right? Which are by the people. I don't know. Seems weird. We should turn Florida into a national park? No. I live here. This just proves that Florida should go back to the Seminoles. No. I'm still here, folks. Okay? I don't even know where Newsmax is aired. I think it's on cable. I think it's on cable if I'm correct. Jeez, that's pretty authoritarian. Is intended to protect the Second Amendment and send a message to local government. What does that mean? Send a message to local government. Jesus Christ, that's kind of... Man, if there's ever government overreach there, it's kind of scary. That's kind of scary. And this is the guy that is trying to build his... This is the guy that's trying to build his national profile to potentially run as president? Really? Really? Again, this isn't about the actual... This isn't about the actual bill, okay? It's about the principle. Okay? It's not about the actual bill, it's the principle, right? It's about the principle because it keeps happening. It keeps happening. DeSantis took more power away from the local governments when it came to how to handle elections. DeSantis took away power from local government when it came to attempting to enact COVID restrictions to protect public health. I mean... There's a pattern here, is what I'm trying to illustrate, right? There's a power here. There's a pattern here that I'm trying to illustrate, right? Never take any of them serious. Wait, no. Opposite memo. Opposite. It's every time they move in this direction, it should be worrying, right? Because yeah, this guy is just the governor of Florida, but come a couple of years, he's could potentially be running for president. That's to be taken very seriously. That's right, Echo. Thanks for the follow, the guy in the back of the room. Mall Santa's rule all true. Who the fuck passes a bill allowing you to sue local governments for passing city level laws? Florida man. That's who. But that's not the point. The point is, like, it doesn't matter the legislation, okay? It's the principle of how he keeps taking away power away from the local governments and consolidating it, right? That's the problem. Okay? That's the problem. Because if he was president, what he's saying is if he was president, he would take away the state's autonomous ability to implement X, Y, or Z, which I thought was a big deal. I thought it was a big deal. I thought, like, consolidating more power to the federal government was a big deal, right? Weird. Thanks for the follow. Yeah, it is a dangerous pattern, which is why I keep illustrating it, right? The reason why I cover this guy to a degree is because, well, one, I mean, I'm a Florida man, but that's neither here nor there. But two, he is building his national persona, his national profile, right? He is building his national profile. And we could find ourselves with a stage in 2024 with this guy as a potential candidate. Okay? So, just saying, it could very well, okay, I think I got him. I think I got him. If DeSantis ever becomes president, I will leave the US. Nah. Well, I mean, I won't. But it is worrying. In fact, if another Florida man becomes president, I'm just out. Okay, well, that's fair. I see that. Now, you're right. Yeah, you know what? Hold on. Dangerous pattern here emerging. Never elect Florida man as president, okay? If you want Florida man headlines, elect Florida man president. If you don't want that, don't elect Florida man as a president. I think that I'm not sure if like Ron DeSantis has the same type of like energy to activate the same type of people memo. What I'm worried about is the authoritarianism. Right. What I'm worried about is the authoritarianism, right? But I do get the concern. I do understand the concern. I mean, I don't kill my chances if I'm running for prez. I've been harassed by Border Patrol, not fun. Yikes. Yikes. That is dependent on whether or not the Democratic Party wants to collectively... How do I say this without being mean? The Democratic Party needs to collectively remove their heads from out of their behinds and get it together and produce results to help the people. That is the only way, and that is the only play that any party should have, to be quite honest. But like specifically the party that's in power right now, right? And I see certain things that are crucial, and they're not being addressed, right? In fact, we went over them on Saturday. We went over some of them on Saturday. One of them being the impending possible homelessness crisis that's just looming over us, right? the previous administration did nothing. This administration is failing to address that, because when it pops, there's going to be millions of people who are going to owe about a year or more worth of back rent. What do you think is going to happen? There's moratoriums who are already on file. Ready for the green light to start these eviction processes. What do you think is going to happen when that happens? When that pops off? But does the Second Amendment apply to people not owning guns? Yeah, the Second Amendment's for across the board. Two out of 3 Americans will live within jurisdiction of Border Patrol due to the arcane 100-mile rule. Yes, that's true. Kinetic pause. That's true. That's my problem. I don't have any faith in Democrats. Yeah. I mean, sure. Obviously, they are better marginally than the ridiculous proposals the Republican Party has put forth, but nonetheless, I think that there are crucial problems that haven't been addressed, I would say, for decades. Like, never mind the Trump administration. There are certain problems that haven't been addressed even before that, that are all of a sudden, thanks to COVID, have been yeeted right off the cliff, and is just erasing us off the cliff, right? At full speed ahead. And one of those issues is that impending homelessness crisis, right? And we have also the fact that there's going to potentially be an issue with student debt. I mean, what do you think is going to happen when and if people are unable to pay those loans off, because it's just almost impossible? I mean, what happens when those people start to default on their loans one by one? And there's a lot of them. Student loans is more than credit card debt, if I'm correct. What happens when that bubble pops? These are problems that have been before, even before the Trump administration. The Trump administration did nothing, and neither is this one. I mean, granted, I'll be as charitable as possible. This administration is only in its 4th month in, right? 5th month in. But if we don't get any results in addressing these serious issues that are coming to a head, we will see a complete sweep by the Republican Party, and I think that the Democratic Party will lose their majorities. Just as simple as that. And then we're back to square one. Well, we're not even back to square one. We're moving backwards. I mean, to the Democratic Party, do better. To the Democratic Party, do better. You have what slim majority, what power you have now, what slim majority, do better. Do what you need to do for the American people. Fix these underlying problems. Most of a chunk of them being socioeconomic, right? Start moving in the direction to improve people's lives, okay? There are things that you can do. I'm moving to Florida? Ooh, I would not. Israel invaded the most holy mosque on Friday, the holy day. Yeah, I think that, okay, so I'm sure that I'm sure that a lot of content creators have covered this, so I've kind of not said much about it. I think that honestly, look, Israel at this point is being the aggressor. Okay, the state of Israel is being the aggressor. I think that they need to stop. I think they need to stop. I think they need to stop before they before they cause another huge kerfuffle in the Middle East that's completely avoidable. Okay, I think they need to stop. I think that some of the stuff that they've been doing is horrifying. Some of the things that is happening is just horrifying. I mean, it's not good. There are questions of human rights, all of this stuff, and I think that they need to stop. It's one thing defending yourself. Israel's not doing that. You can come live with me in my in Florida and help decommodify food. Increase the ability of food banks to sustain communities. Yeah, no, it's all bad. What's happening there, KTS, is horrifying. It's horrifying. You know. What is that? Aeroponic? Yeah, I think that at this point, Israel is not acting in its defense, it's being the aggressor, and I think it needs to stop. I think that there are human rights questions, and I think that also yeah, that's horrifying. Ooh. That's horrifying. It needs to stop. That's what I'm gonna say. It needs to stop in there. I don't know if they've always been the aggressor, but I mean, my knowledge on this is limited, so I'm not gonna say yes or no. But in this point in time, from what I've been watching, unacceptable. Unacceptable. Seeing civilian record missiles, yeah, no, it's not normal. But oh, I see. It's what NASA wants to use in space. Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, they do get military aid from us. Yeah, 100%. Yes, billions, to the tune of billions. Yes, that's right, Darknet. Which, how much does it cost to end homelessness again? How much does it cost to end homelessness here again? Just... yeah, no, it's horrifying, Memo, no doubt. No doubt that that what's going on there is horrifying. No, I don't know, like... I would say that if they're targeting them specifically based on race, then yeah, I think that's a better term. Illegal occupation. Yeah, illegal occupation. Wait, didn't we just go over this? Okay. Oh, good lord. Get out of my face.
Helping heroes sounds like a good idea.
The House just passed the HEROES Act.
So our government doled out.
Almost $1 trillion.
And where did she send that money? 350 million went to America's richest zip codes.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so let's see what this is. Really? That wasn't allowed? Wait, what do you mean? U.S. state opposes unjust plan to shield the Sackler wealth in an opioid settlement. 24 states object to bankruptcy proposal for Sacklers to settle lawsuits by paying 4.3 billion, but family would keep about 7 billion. Oh, the Automat censored you? Nearly half of the US states have joined growing opposition to a highly unusual bankruptcy plan that would protect the wealth of the Sackler family after it made billions of dollars from selling the drug that kickstarted the opioid epidemic, which I think that legally they were found legally they were found you know, liable for this. So yeah, and now they're trying to make bank and run away with what, 7-something billion dollars? Nah, fam, nah. Attorney generals of 24 states, members of Congress, municipalities, and victims of victims family object to the proposal of the Sackler family to forfeit ownership of Purdue Pharma, the manufacturer of the powerful prescription painkiller OxyContin, and surrender part of their immense fortune in return for immunity from further litigation over their part in a drug epidemic that has claimed over 500,000 lives. I want to make the point here. So they created this problem, right? They had a hand in creating this problem, made billions, and then they were sued, lost, and now they want to protect and keep the same money that was made selling and perpetuating this problem. Like, what? This is like saying so this would be the equivalent of this would be the equivalent of the US capturing, let's say they captured a cartel. Let's say they captured a cartel, right? And they negotiated with the cartel for the cartel not to forfeit their assets and let them keep X amount. Like, wait, what? No, that doesn't happen. If a cartel gets nabbed, all their entire assets are frozen, and whatever they capture, they don't get that back. Why is this any different? Why should this be any different? Yeah, I think that they designate this as an ethnicity, not necessarily as a race. I'm not sure. I just want to be very careful before we start attracting the attention of people like people like our friend that just decided to follow us and I had to ban. Okay? I just want to be very clear and careful not to attract that type of attention. You know? We can say we can say that what Israel is doing, what the state government is doing, what the state government is doing, as horrifying, and as definitely questions of human rights violations are going on. As Darkness said, there's clearly an illegal occupation in areas. This is all valid. I just want to be very clear where we draw, like, or where we skirt these lines, you know? Yeah, I have no problem saying that this is bad. I have no problem saying that there are human rights issues here. And I have no problem saying that, you know, what they're doing is horrifying, and there is definitely questions of human rights and, you know, as Darkness said, and illegal occupation, and that this needs to stop now. That's like pretty much like what I see from what I'm watching, you know? Yeah, Twitch chat was not built for this kind of nuanced discussion. I'm not a secret cabal of them running the world person. No, I know. I'm saying that it could. No, nor that I'm not saying that. I'm just saying we need to make sure that we draw the lines perfect. Okay. A federal judge in New York has already expressed sympathy for the plan will decide after a hearing on Wednesday that whether the Sacklers have made the necessary financial disclosure for it to advance towards the final stage. Criticism has centered on the unusual proposition to shield the wealth of the individual Sacklers, even though they're seeking bankruptcy only for their company and not for themselves. Right, so at the end of the day, they get to run away with this. I mean, like, was it really a big punishment? Yeah, you can say that the actions taken by the state or by the government is horrifying. Yes. And barbaric. So they get to run essentially. I mean, like, what explain to me what repercussions necessarily or what consequences is it that you create this entire problem, know about it, lie about it, propagate it, and then still walk away with $7 billion? Explain to me what consequences is that? Where are the repercussions in that at the end of the day? I mean, hey, you made bank, you ran away with $7 billion of it. You may have had to give up $4 billion. You may have had to give up $4 billion. But what is that? That's nothing. I get to keep 7. Wait, what? How does that make sense? They did so, like. And instead, not only do you walk away with $7 billion, but you are protected from any further legal actions. You're done. You did it. True, Memo. I agree with that. Not walking away with the 11.3 billion people sad. I mean, like, what was the point of this entire thing, though? Like, oh yeah, no, yeah, we knew we did the thing. Here's 4 billion. I'm taking 7, and I'm scot-free. Wait, this isn't consequences. This isn't any type of repercussions whatsoever. This is. And oh, you know, I had to give up my company. I no longer own Purdue Pharma or whatever. I mean, does it really matter at that point? Like modern day robber barons. This is, as I made the analogy, this is literally the cartel being caught and then it's still walking away with like their assets to the tune of billions. Unbelievable. Under the proposal, the two branches of the Sackler family that own Purdue Pharma would settle more than 3,000 lawsuits against the company by paying $4.3 billion. But the Sacklers would keep about $7 billion, which would be personally protected from legal action over the part played by some family members in the illegal drive to mass market OxyContin, for which Purdue has been twice convicted of criminal charges in 2007 and last year. Wait, hold on. They were convicted, in other words, they were shown to be guilty of this in 2007? And I know I covered this one in 2020. Maybe I forgot, but geez. What? So, cool. We accomplished nothing. Other than they were convicted, I don't know, admitted would be the word, but they were convicted of this, and they just walked away with it scot-free. Cool. The State Attorney General called the proposed settlement unjust in a brief to the court because it is intended to sidestep individual accountability. They also questioned its legality. The Massachusetts Attorney General, Maura Healey, told National Public Radio the bankruptcy system should not be allowed to shield non-bankrupt billionaires. Right, like, wait, what? So you could just do this, I mean, and walk away with billions. How is that fair? How is that facing any consequences whatsoever? It would set a terrible precedent. If the Sacklers are allowed to use bankruptcy to escape the consequence, correct. If the Sacklers are allowed to use bankruptcy to escape the consequences of their actions, it would be a roadmap for other powerful bad actors. Yeah, you know where this becomes a problem too? Because eventually there may, or I don't know, maybe one day there'll be a day of reckoning for the oil companies. Maybe one day there'll be a day of reckoning for the oil companies, right? It's the same game plan. It's the same game plan right there. That's the precedent you're setting. That's the precedent you're setting. Okay? If there is ever a day of reckoning for these like large oil companies who have perpetuated the destruction of this planet knowingly, so it's not like they didn't know, it was not a secret. And ever somebody tries to hold them to account, they could just file for bankruptcy, make way with billions, and not give a crap. I mean, that's the roadmap right there. That's the roadmap. And I'm not exactly comfortable with that. In other words, if you're the Sacklers, if you're these large oil barons, if you're Jeff Bezos, all of these people can just walk away by declaring how do you declare bankruptcy and walk away with that makes absolutely no sense at all. Explain to me how you can declare bankruptcy with $7 billion. Please, somebody, explain it to me like I'm 5. You can bankrupt out of heroin, murder, but not student loans. Correct. How do you declare bankruptcy on actual wrongdoing, but not on student loans or hospital bills? Correct. True, apparently, Memo. Yeah, I mean, just a clear... I mean, it's not hidden. It's very clear what's going on here. You're right. It's very clear. If you have enough money and you cause havoc and destruction, you're good. Just declare bankruptcy. Just settle the massive amounts of lawsuits that are coming to you, and run away with the couple of billion. Hey, sounds like a good business plan to me. The U.S. Justice Department has also raised objections on the grounds that the court is overstepping its authority and extending broad immunity to the Sacklers when they are not themselves applying for bankruptcy. True. Critics have accused what one member of Congress called the most evil family in America of seeking to buy its way out of accountability while failing to admit the part played by Purdue Pharma in creating the opioid epidemic with an unprecedented marketing drive to sell OxyContin built on manipulating data and false claims that the FDA, that the drug federal agents called heroin in a pill had a low risk of causing addiction. They knew. Purdue used its wealth to influence politicians and regulators to keep the floodgates open as evidence grew of an epidemic in the making. Lawyers for states and municipalities say that billions of dollars retained by the Sacklers under the plan would go a long way to provide social services for children left orphaned or forced into foster homes by their parents' opioid addiction, and to offset the financial burden caused by the epidemic on healthcare and policing. Documents released by a congressional committee last month showed that the family's worth about $11 billion. The Sacklers' assets include nearly $1 billion in cash, with billions more held in trust. Their vast holdings also include art and property. The family's lawyers say the $4.3 billion is fair because it is less than the Sacklers made from OxyContin after tax. It doesn't matter. Okay? It was a net positive for them. Yeah, should have just been born rich. We'll try again next time. Yeah, in the next respawn, hopefully in the next respawn, I'll respawn as a rich person. That's all. It's as easy as that, folks. It's not about how much they made off that. Okay, the entire operation netted them billions. The entire operation, they're walking away with more than they had to pay their fair share, whatever that means. Lawyers suing the Sacklers have suggested a large part of the difference was made up by earnings from investing in the proceeds of OxyContin, and so should be counted as profits from the drug. I mean, yeah, that's right. No, how much did they destroy? Yes, that's true. Healy's in the midst of an investigation of the part played by individual members of the family. After identifying 8 of them, she claims knew that the OxyContin was causing overdose deaths, but kept pushing the sales of the drug. They include Dr. Richard Sackler, who, as Purdue's head of marketing, ramped up sales of OxyContin and painted people who overdose on the drug as criminals to blame for their own condition. Wow. Jesus Christ. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Can we take a second to like to take that in? Dr. Richard Sackler painted people who overdose on the drug as criminals to blame for their own condition, while also being the head of marketing that ramped up the sales of OxyContin. And mind you, this is the okay, so wait a minute. You are claiming that it's you know, their own fault to blame, while refusing to take any personal responsibility themselves for the consequences of their actions. While they themselves refuse to take any personal, you see, like this is like the meme, right? The meme incarnate right here, right? The meme incarnate here. They didn't have enough God in their life. The money made me do it. No, but it's like this is like the meme incarnate. Well, they should have had more personal responsibility, when actually when you're being forced to take personal responsibility for your actions, all of a sudden you just want to not do that, but everybody else has to take personal responsibility for the stuff that you did. Unbelievable. While the Sacklers have expressed regret for the crisis, they continue to deny any wrongdoing. I put that in very, 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 very hard air quotes. Kath Sackler, former member of Purdue's board, drew scorn at a congressional hearing in December when she said that while my heart breaks for those parents who have lost their children, the company was not at fault. There's nothing I can find that I would have done differently. Wait, what? But the Sackler story is connected to the CIA. Until the CIA doesn't exist, this will continue. That would be interesting. CBS and NBC networks have covered the Sackler family about this drug greed or more. This is greed. This is greed. This is the result of greed. This is nothing more than greed. This is like, I mean, almost analogous to what's happening with the oil companies, right? This is analogous to what's happening with the oil companies. The CIA is a drug dealing organization. Oh, opium fields, which opium fields, Afghanistan. I mean, yeah, I guess there is a connection. Pure and simple greed, the reward system that capitalism creates, drives people to do some really evil shit. Right. Human greed really does ruin everything. Yeah, it does. It does. The Sackler family are getting names removed from building. It's not enough. Oh yeah, no, it's not enough. Not nearly enough. Not nearly enough. Not nearly enough. I mean, like, they shouldn't be ever allowed anywhere near any type of businesses. They should be forced to pay back every single penny in damages that they did. They should be forced to use every single red cent to pour into social programs and stuff like that. There's no way they stopped after the Iran-Contra. If you don't believe me, well, I'm not saying I'm not believing you. I'm saying that it's like, specifically for this case, I mean, I guess it's, well, I'm not going to dispute it. Many of the companies were not broken up when they should have been simply because the government were making use of them. True. You know what? Yeah, you guys are making very good points. I wonder what's going to happen if there is a serious federal movement to decriminalize and legalize drugs. I wonder what that will I wonder what the domino effect will be. Air America was literally a cover company for the CIA, and it literally flew drugs from Vietnam to America. Jeez. That's right, a great equalizer. That was yes, that's true. That's what happened. That's true. The CIA will become our neighborhood dealer. It probably already is. We know that states that legalize weed have a reduction of overdoses. Yeah, I mean, like, so, yeah, this kind of furthers my position of like making sure that drugs are legalized or decriminalized at best. Yeah, I think so. Interesting. The final reports, they'll blow your mind. I'm a memo for the record for a reason. Interesting. In theory, the doctors have more responsibility than the pill companies. They knowingly abuse their positions to prey on adults and create addicts. I mean, yes, but also they were marketed this by the companies. They were marketed as safe by the companies, okay? So, yeah, no, this is all on the company. Although, obviously, they did wrong. Where is it? They manipulated data and false claims. They were the ones that manipulated the data. I think that maybe some doctors may or may not have known. But how are you supposed to do your work if the information provided to you was lying? Was fake? If you understood that this was a pill for reducing pain that had low risk of causing addiction, and that's what the official data provided to you was, how can you not? I mean, like, what are you supposed to do? You were lied to. How like, I mean, it was only until it bubbled out of control that they realized, wait a minute, hold on, something's off here. So I think that it's like very easy to kind of like lay the root cause of that problem, right? Doctors should have seen the signs, maybe. To a degree. I mean, of course, to a degree they have responsibility, but to a degree they have responsibility, but also, like, again, hard marketing, hard using your power to keep you know, to influence regulations and politicians who write the rules. Yes, you definitely have a direct hand in perpetuating this. Not only did you start it, You lied about it, and then you tried to continue to cover for yourself by buying the people who make the regulations and politicians. Yeah, no, obviously. This is the kind of source, yeah, sure. They made a vaccine in less than a year, but can't figure out one for cancer, AIDS. Well, we have made strides, in that regards, and I think that even some of this new research might provide us more data in terms of like what we can do in that in that area. This is why healthcare should not be a market. I agree. In terms of like healthcare, absolutely, this should not be left up to the whims for profit. Also, it's a completely different situation. Yeah, like we're talking like a virus that at least has a base in something that we've seen before. You know, the coronavirus isn't like a new virus. This is just a variant of it that got out of hand. And besides, like viruses and like cancer and AIDS are completely like, these are all different scenarios. Yeah, different scenarios. Yes, exactly, Memo. Yeah, so I knew I'd seen this somewhere. So it's possible that we may have new breakthroughs. Okay? I don't know. I do know that it came from like primates for sure. A Corona and cars have you? No, volcanic popsicle. Yeah, the coronavirus as a virus family isn't new. I don't know about that, Memo. I don't know. It seems to me like this is. It seems to me like it was just like a mutation from primates, because I think it used to be SIDS, not AIDS. If I'm correct. If I'm correct on the history of how that happened. Cyber Corona spreads through emotes. Civs, yeah. Gotta go to work, enjoy the stream. Thank you so much. Not that it was reasonable? Yeah, then don't buy into unreasonable things. That doesn't sound reasonable. crossed over from the chimps to humans in the 1920s. Yeah, so the simian immunodefense. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think that's what's kind of where it started. Enjoyed the stream. Thank you so much for stopping by. Difficult truth is, liberals are today on silent on Israel. I'm not sure. Never buy formal shoes. They're of no use. Yeah, I guess so. I don't know what that has to do with anything. Yeah, I don't know, Memo. That sounds way out of left field. I don't buy it. Anyways, TLDR is it looks like no matter what, they're still gonna run away with billions. Alright folks, quick second to show for myself. Folks, if you enjoyed the channel, make sure you hit that follow button and head on over to the YouTubes and hit that like, stream, subscribe, all of that other stuff. All of that other stuff. It really does help us out. I appreciate all of you guys hanging out here. And spread the word that this is the chillest place to be for news and politics, Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And Saturday, Saturdays where we have chill, awesome times there. And join the Discord. We are trying to get some movie days going on Sundays. So hang out in the Discord. Why Dems want to bring back salt? I don't know what salt is. A lot of things that seem far-fetched suddenly become within the realm of possibility, like an entire French town, LSD to drinking water without notice. Yeah, I mean, like, sure, there can be, like, handful of incidents where this happens, but I don't know. Not everything is a CIA conspiracy, you know? Not everything is a CIA conspiracy, and not everything is, like, a governmental conspiracy. I mean, sure, there have been handfuls of situations where this happened. Yeah, I know what Operation Paperclip is. Sure, these are things that did happen. They're not good. But I also think that not every little thing is involved in this like in manner, you know? Alright, let's see what this is about.
The HEROES Act.
Helping heroes sounds like a good idea.
The House just passed the HEROES Act.
So our government doled out
Almost $1 trillion.
And where did she send that money? 350 million went to America's richest zip codes.
There was no means test. There was no questioning, well, how are you doing? How is your city budget right now?
Lisa Conyers co-wrote Welfare for the Rich, a book explaining how your tax dollars end up in millionaires' pockets.
I ended up traveling around the country for 4 years, looking at state budgets and federal budgets and saying, wait a minute, what did we just pay for?
Most recently, she discovered
America's richest towns got huge amounts of money.
They didn't have to prove anything. They just had to ask. They just had to go feed at the public trough, and they were able to take money out.
politicians gave billions to governments already flush with cash.
Who wouldn't like to play Santa Claus? Who wouldn't like to just be able to give everybody some money?
So they gleefully dole out your money and give a disproportionate share to rich people. For example, when the governor of Nevada
signed a bill to fund a new football stadium, Raider owner Mark Davis was there cheering the signature.
Davis should cheer. His team got almost $1 billion for his new stadium.
I don't have any problem with them building a stadium. I just don't know why I have to pay for it.
Or why taxpayers must pay for the very best.
On the artistic side, we lean towards the analogy of a black sports car. It has these flowing lines.
We created the moving field that moves in and out of the building in one piece. Mark Davis was adamant that the Raiders would be playing on natural grass.
Since Davis demanded that, why didn't he pay for it?
I'm not a billionaire.
No, he and his mom own half the Raiders, which are valued at $3 billion.
Welcome to the Death Star.
The gift to Davis wasn't even unusual.
What?
Politicians screw
Unbelievable. Are they now praising for spending a lot of money on a stadium? Yeah, well, like, I think that the point is, like, of this video is to illustrate how, like, ridiculous this bailout really was and to who it was going. You can send that to me in DMs. Proud CIA asset. Unbelievable. I didn't even know about this, by the way.
Stadiums for lots of billionaires, like the Minnesota Vikings owner.
Here's this person who has all this money that could perfectly well build his own stadium, asking the taxpayers to build this stadium for them.
And taxpayers keep paying.
The Santa Clara City Council committed redevelopment money for a new 49ers football stadium.
For billionaire after billionaire.
But the taxpayers often vote for this stuff, so they must like it.
No.
They often do, but they're promised there's going to be all these jobs, not only at the stadium, but at the hotels that are going to rise up around the stadium.
Yes, there are always promises that the public investment will return more in benefits to taxpayers. But it's not true. Research shows stadiums cost taxpayers much more than the benefits they provide.
Not only
Politicians
that, wait.
also give your money to companies that promise jobs.
Not only that, like, hey, okay, so wait. Not only that, every time you go to a stadium, you are the taxpayer that presumably paid for that stadium, right? You are also giving them money on top of the taxes that went towards buying that. You are also giving them money by buying the food, the tickets, so on and so forth, right? What? Did people not realize this?
Ohio politicians gave millions in tax credits to General Motors to keep this factory open. Then GM closed the plant and had the gall to argue, let us keep the money, because cash preservation is important to protect our workforce in Ohio.
That you just laid off.
So the politicians let GM keep a third of the money. Wisconsin gave billions in tax breaks to Foxconn because it promised to create 13,000 jobs. But then they didn't provide those jobs.
They provided a few hundred jobs.
If you look at the cost of each job, it was $1 million.
Actually, more than $1 million. Often politicians justify this welfare for the rich by saying, well, we didn't give cash, just tax breaks. But think about it.
If some big company is in that town and they are not paying property tax, that means every other taxpayer is covering for them, because fire departments still have to be paid for, police departments still have to be paid for, schools still have to be paid for.
I think he's literally trying to eat the money inside the booth.
This Greenpeace video mocks rich oil CEOs getting government handouts.
Literally stuffing billions of dollars of taxpayer cash in his pocket.
But Greenpeace promotes the even bigger cash grab by solar and wind companies, even though they produce just 11% of the energy.
We will always stand with the American farmers.
And politicians from both parties support the welfare for the rich called farm subsidies.
A good farm bill is good for every single American.
Farmers are actually richer than the average American, but Congress still gives them billions.
American farm communities need stability.
Politicians say we won't have a stable food supply without handouts. But that's not true. We don't subsidize fruit and vegetable producers.
Wait.
And we have plenty of fruits and vegetables.
Wait, wasn't there like tons and tons and tons of just wasted food? Just overproduced, wasted food that ends up like gone? Wait, none of this is making sense in terms of like, why would you... Okay. The reality is that people need to stop voting for funding new stadiums. Yeah, and to pay attention to what's happening. We undershare. Well, I mean, like, I guess it's a distinction without a difference, is what I would say. Distinction without a difference. It's... But on a larger level, I believe in using taxes for sports. Well, I mean, like, not... no. I don't know. I feel like if you're only benefiting, like, incredibly wealthy people, it's always a net negative, right?
Vegetables. It's just that years ago, some politicians decided to give farmers a handout. And once they start giving your money away, they never stop.
I'm an American taxpayer. I pay my taxes. I don't understand why money is leaving my pocket and going into the pocket of somebody who is wealthy and doesn't need it. Stop giving money to rich people who don't need it, especially if it's taxpayer dollars.
Right.
Just don't.
On the
Just
real
stop.
men's... Whoa.
I hope you learned something from these videos. Please like them.
Wait, are you saying the US soccer team is bad? Are you saying the U.S. soccer team is bad? Okay, I'll have you know. They have like a couple of good players, okay? Yeah, their profits would go down if they showed artificial scarcity. True. Just the men's. Oh yeah, no, the women's U.S. soccer team is the best in the world. I think they've won the World Cup multiple times, and they are the current champions, if I remember correctly. Last time I checked in. Last time I checked in, they were the world champions. Yeah, I think that's right too. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they are currently the world champion. Ooh, folks. I know this might surprise you. Because, you know, Republicans have been known to have great principles. Ted Cruz bets big on Facebook. Texas Republican has spent more than all but one senator on Facebook and ads in recent months. He isn't up for a re-election in 2024. Ted Cruz isn't up for a re-election until 2024, but the Texas Republican has spent more on Facebook advertising over the past 2 months than all but one senator, an investment strategy that other lawmakers have used in recent cycles to help set the stage for presidential runs. Interesting. I think funding local and professional sports could help build community. I mean, I guess it depends on the way you do it. Interesting. Weren't these people crying about how Facebook is specifically targeting conservatives? And how they aren't and how their voices aren't and how their voices are being silenced, and how big tech is out to get them. Oh, that's so weird. And I'm not defending big tech, by the way. I'm just saying it's just so weird. Cruz has plowed more than $240,000 into Facebook, so he's giving $240,000 to Facebook, the same company that is also claiming to silence conservatives. As the platform started accepting political ads again 2 months ago, the only sitting senator who has spent more is Raphael Warnock, who forked over $335,000 for ads on the social media giant. Which state? Oh. But also libertarians are trash. Okay. Wait. Why would I wait? What type of like debate me bro nonsense is this? Let's debate on whatever you have to say. Wait, what? Are you okay? I'm sorry, did my title say that like people just come in here like aggressively asking for debates? Wait, is my stream title wrong, or did I miss something? Republicans say the approach will help Cruz raise dollars online and cultivate and collect email addresses of small dollar donors. And while the investment could pay off in what's likely to be an expensive Senate re-election bid, Cruz's 2018 race against Beto O'Rourke was the second most expensive of the cycle, according to Center of Responsive Politics. It could also serve the Texas Republican well if he decides to run for president again, which Ted Cruz said he hoped to do so. Huh. That's very weird. Politicians with an eye on the White House have built a digital-heavy campaign fundraiser. Politicians with an eye on the White House have built digital-heavy campaign fundraisers apparatuses in the past. VP Kamala Harris spent heavily online in ads. Yeah, so okay, great. We're gonna go into the whole. Let's see who can fork over the most amount of money to win to win a election. My point being is, it's funny. It's funny how it always like comes back to the same thing. It always comes back to the same thing. Thanks for the follow, Palomino. It all comes back to the same thing, right? They tell you how big tech is silencing conservatives, which is not true. They tell you that, oh, big tech is in charge and they're the ones dictating Washington or whatever. Or whatever. And then turn around and give $240,000. On the same platform that they claim, especially Facebook, I think was one of their targets of them saying, oh my goodness, they're trying to silence us. Hey, Political Talks, how's it going? I just find it funny. What is it? Gaslight, obstruct, and project. Gaslight, obstruct, and project. What's gonna happen to the money once Trump announces his run for 2024? It's probably gonna go to him. To be honest, it's probably gonna go to him. If Trump is serious and Trump announces his announcement, Ted Cruz is gonna, whatever money isn't used is going to Trump's war chest. Oh, hey guys. Tim Scott spent $72,000 and Josh Hawley spent $44,000. Wait, what is the name of Josh Hawley's new book again? Hold on. What is it? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's going well. How about you? I'm hanging in there. To remember arts and music programs being defunded, I was a victim of that in high school. They literally took away our guitar program. Because there was no funding for it. Yes, I'm dumb. Horrifying. On my last year of high school, second to last, I think it was on my last year of high school. They completely wiped out my guitar program because it was too costly. I don't know if it's like, if it needs to be like a false dichotomy, but definitely I can confirm that a lot of our arts and music was defunded. For sure. I don't know if that meant that something else got funded, or if there was just literally no money for these programs, but like, I don't know if it meant that somebody else, some other program got the money, but I definitely know and can confirm that for me, in my personal experience, anecdote Andy over here, on my last year of high school, they completely got rid of my guitar program. Yeah, music, science, and math are all interrelated. Fun fact. Yeah, that doesn't mean that like that doesn't mean that just because the guitar program got defunded that like it all went to sports necessarily. I think that's like a major thing in like maybe colleges, but not sure. Not sure if that's what happened in my school. Okay, folks. Oh, so yeah, the big meme. I mean, like, how, like, this is some, like, hardcore, would be the, would the term be doublethink? Hold on. It's doublethink. Okay, here we are. It's hardcore doublethink. That's right, Sumdum. It's hardcore doublethink to create an entire book called The Tyranny of Big Tech, selling it on Apple, Amazon, this isn't his book, but the book is available on Amazon. There it is. Amazon, Apple, and then spend 44,000 on Facebook. It's just beyond. It's just beyond memes. It's just beyond memes. Eric Wilson, a Republican digital strategist who worked with Republican Senate candidates, said the Cruz campaign spending didn't strike him as preparation for another presidential run, but as practical politics. I mean, maybe, Darknet, again, if it's true, if it's serious that Trump is going to announce his 2024 run, I mean, this is just all gonna go to him. This is all just gonna go to his war chest, anything that's not used or anything like that. Or it's just simply Ted Cruz preparing for his re-election in the Senate. Yeah, I don't know. If it's true that Trump is the one that's going to be running, then all of this is going to go to Trump, which will, by the way, be absolutely like the creme of the creme of hypocrisy, right? Even if corporate PACs were to give, Cruz said he won't accept their donation. He has blasted woke corporations and chief executives that have criticized Republicans in Georgia and other states for passing new voting laws. Wait a minute. But he will give them money to spend on advertising? What? Okay. anyone who runs against Trump is gonna have their career ruined. Yes. But don't tell them that though. Don't tell them that though. We saw already that tomorrow there's gonna be a vote on whether or not to remove Liz Cheney from a high up position for speaking out against you know, the dear leader. The bigger bag would be company X no longer gives you money because I use it to attack them. I'm done with these woke corporations, said Cruz. Said a Cruz ad. I'm never taking their money again. No, I'm just giving them the money. I won't owe them a single thing, and I'm going, wait, so you do admit, hold on, here's it, wait. I won't owe them a single thing, and I'm going to spend every day stopping their radical agenda. Hold on. Wait. Do we have an admission here? Do we have an admission here that taking their money equals owing them favors? Wow, Ted Cruz. Oh, hold on. Wait. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'm never taking their money again. So in other words, you did. And that translated into favors, which, by the way, when people started to introduce antitrust legislation, I'm sure you were one of those people that voted against it to stop their radical agenda. But if I'm going to win, I'm going to beat them, and I need patriots like you to step up and make donations today. Okay. Only 2 presidents gained seats by the end of the term, FDR and Reagan. Oh, you mean like in the midterms? Yeah, I don't have confidence in the midterms. I mean, oh, like all together? Woke bucks. They should make Cruz beg, like, what type of money are you asking him for again? Chill. Can I please have more woke bucks? Cruz is so full of bribes, his tummy is full. True. So if you count all seats gained and lost for all presidents in US history, only 2 left with a plus in seats. Interesting. I would also like to point out, this is kind of like a more branching problem. Explain to me why a private company has this much power over elections to the point where they're being given a boatload of money to do ads, and they can turn them on or off at the whim. Okay? I don't know if I'm comfortable with a private company having this much power. Theoretically they can, yes. Theoretically they can. The point being is, like, I'm not sure that I am comfortable allowing a single company have so much power. So much power that both the Democratic Party and the Republican Party pour a bunch of money because they know it's effective. They know it's effective and it works. This digital strategy, this digital campaigning strategy works. And a private company is a beneficiary of our elected officials. Wait, what? I mean, I guess, but then again, like, then we would have to, like, then we would have to ask our question. The question is like, wait, so, What about TV ads? They're on private companies. They are giving money to private companies. Yes. It's similar to TV channels running ads, but Facebook has the demographic information to direct ads instead of the ad company needing to know who the demo is for the channel they are buying time on. That's true. I mean, it's a TV. I think TV is for boomers. Yeah, so I think that one of the solutions can be just like a complete overhaul of election funding. Complete overhaul of election funding. Yeah, plus the fact that you can interact, share, and do all this other stuff. Yeah, like I think that this is clear indication, just like as a you know, overhead view of like what's really going on, despite this being like one giant meme of hypocrisy, or I guess doublethink. It would be the term doublethink. Going around in the Republican brain. I think the overall like 3,000 foot view, the overhead is like, wait a minute, hold on. This one company has the ability and I guess the power to have all of this, you know, both parties go to it because they know that it's effective. Why does one company have all this power and can say essentially what you essentially what they will and will not allow in terms of like political ads? I mean, that's kind of freaky. Yeah, I don't know. I think that this can bring up questions about how we fund election reform, in terms of like, wait a minute, I mean, maybe we shouldn't have this. Okay, maybe this shouldn't be a thing. Yeah, it's only bad when the other side does it. Yeah, no. I mean, like, because what if one day Facebook says, all right, no more advertising political ads from the Democratic Party. Okay, no more ads from Democratic Party. They can accept that. I mean, it's their decision. They could technically do that. They could say, hey, look, we're not doing no more ads for the Democratic Party. We're just not accepting it. And they're right to do it. That's kind of a problem. That's kind of a sort of a really a really little big problem, don't you think? I think antitrust legislation is necessary, yes. Antitrust legislation needs to be deployed. I remember this was being talked about years ago, and the Republicans refused, saying that it's a private business and they should be allowed to do whatever they want. Nice things Trumpers are for it? Not really. They're not really for it. They they just they're just big mad because they think that they're being censored when they're not. I don't know what that means. Better than rhinos? Like, what does that mean? Are you sure about that? Are you sure you want Trump to be the new Republican? Although I agree with you. Trump is the new Republican. Trump is the GOP. Are you sure? Because, boy. I don't know about, like, Mitch being a quote-unquote rhino. I think he's doing exactly what the Republican Party is about. Oh, I messed it up, folks. Oh my goodness, Andrews Yang is following the channel. It's kind of a weird name. Nice, Daddy. It's gonna see. The party has been on that trajectory. Yeah, true. No, it's talking about your name. Yeah, there's definitely a split in the Republican Party. True. Yeah, they call anyone who disobeys Trump a rhino. True. True. Like, I mean, wasn't there a moment where even like the own GOP were like calling Mitch a CCP agent? I mean, it's beyond delusional. Trumpers are gonna take some seats. I doubt it. There's actually internal polling saying that Trump is actually a negative for the Republican Party, but don't tell them that. Don't tell them that. Just keep doing it. You're doing great, guys. You're doing great. You're doing great. Ooh. Ah, ooh, damn. Ooh. No, but keep doing what you're doing, guys. You guys are doing great. Just don't tell them that, yeah? For 20 years, that's why, yeah, true. Yeah, I know how it is. It's a cult mentality. It's a cult mentality. Anyways, we don't need to be too much entertained with this. The TLDR of this story, I think, is like, is there shouldn't be one company that has this type of the bulls are all fake though. True, I forgot about that. The TLDR is that one company shouldn't have this type of power, and it's quite worrisome because it could always come for you next. It could always Facebook could always say, well, you know what, we're not allowing X anymore, and that X could be the Democratic Party or any left leading thoughts can be sent. Like, all of this is just bad. I don't want one company. Facebook takes out many left pages all the time. Yeah, that's true too. Like, it's true too. There shouldn't be you're right. There shouldn't be one company that holds this much power. Okay? That's my TLDR big view of this. Alright folks, it is 11:25. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's very true. It is about to be 11:25. I do have to get going. So folks, I want to thank everybody here for hanging out. I really appreciate all of you guys here. You guys are what makes the channel grow. I appreciate all the support. Thank you, Darknet. Rights should be upheld by people and means by people, government, and power we control. True. Later. Thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate all of you guys. If you guys enjoyed the channel, make sure you hit that follow button, like the stream, follow, subscribe, all that awesome stuff, and spread the word far and wide to everyone and anyone that this is the chillest place to be for news and politics in the AM, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Thursday and Saturdays. Join the Discord. We are trying to get some movie days going, maybe Sundays. Alio with the 10 biddies. Thank you so much. Yes, exclamation YT, exclamation Discord. Thank you for hanging out here. Thank you, Darknet. Thank you, Alio. Go follow Alio, sure. As always, guys, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. You guys are what makes this channel grow. Please stay safe. Please take care of each other. I love y'all, and I hope to see you guys in the next stream. See ya! And of course, we'll be rating, let's go to Ben. Let's go to Ben. Ben's always a good choice. Ben's always a good choice. Alright folks, let's head on out to Bleep Blop Ben. Again, show them lots of love. Let's help them reach that partner goal. We're heading out in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Best boy Ben, true. Ben's good peeps.